Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and we are doing this live, and I wanted to talk about really loving what you invite in, what you're speaking, what you're acting upon, what you're trying to reinforce, what you're trying to think about, and understanding that if you invite the things in your life that are meant of a blessing, that's going to bless you, that's going to elevate your consciousness, that's going to elevate your state, that is going to change the frequency here and now and change the narrative and the story and thematically what you're experiencing here and now. Invite the things that you want in your life and call in the things that are going to be of installation within the energetic configuration of who you really are. Speak to the promise of your own heart. Speak to that inner child that knows that imagination within yourself, so that you're able to try to center your energy and ground yourself into a way of thinking and perceiving and acting and emulating and channeling that divinity within yourself. So it's the discernment, it's the learning, it's the passion, it's the grace, but it's also the understanding of inviting what you love within your space is not thinking about the things that is not going to bless you. You can't always think about everything, you can't control everything, you can't try to force everything to happen because that's not allowance. So we have to allow the things to come into our space and invite the things into our space that we actually fill with resonance, with fulfillment, with the things that are going to bring us that passion and that fire under us to give us stability within our belief systems and our support systems that we are here trying to manifest the things that we really want in our lives. So inviting it in is calling it in, is projecting it into awareness, is to know that the vision becomes who you are when you choose to be that vision and only that vision. So you have to have an outline of creation. You have to outline everything and you have to put it in a grounded form so that you're able to make sense of what you're experiencing. You're able to make sense of what is happening within your life, and you're being led by transcendent reason because you're giving yourself the reasons, the affirmations, the direction, and the syncopation and the repetition so that you're able to force yourself to think in a way that is only going to bless you. Because if you don't, then you're going to scatterbrained, you're going into the patterns, you're returning the thoughts of the past, you're living the same life in a sense. But the way to change that is to change in that moment, is to transform your state, is to see that what you're dwelling in or what you're trying to go about in that way is not working. So we always have to reinvent ourselves when we're inviting the things that we want into our lives. Meaning that we can't just say it, but we have to mean it. We have to have conviction when we speak it, when we do it, when we act upon it, and when we're envisioning it and visualizing it within our space of creation. Because that is the only way that it draws the word picture that we're searching for. So it allows us to have a vision, it allows us to have a goal, but it's not basing it on the outcome or the expectation of said goal. It's not about the expectation, it's not about even the intention, it's not about focusing how to control the outcome, but it's the very act of knowing that it's already happened, that it's already been made for you, that you're already in that parallel reality before you have accessed that parallel reality. It's kind of as if you just quantum leap, teleported, no matter how you look at it, inviting the things that give you that love, that give you that spark, that delves into the intensity of what you're really looking for. It's not just saying it like, oh, I want this. That's not very profound and deep and empowering. But when you say, I know I have this, I will have it, everything happens for me all the time, everything that I touch turns to gold, I know that I can manifest my destiny here and now. When you proclaim it like that and you declare it, but also you're speaking it into existence, that's changing the narrative. It's using switch words as a way of manifestation. But then you start to feel empowered enough to act on it, to do something about it, but also to understand, to see how the divine can bless you. Instead of just always trying to bless yourself, instead of focusing on your power to bless yourself, how can you allow the divine to bless you? That's the biggest test that I've ever faced on my path and everything that I've ever experienced, was allowing the divine to bless me. Not blessing myself, not blessing others, but allowing the divine to bless me so I can bless others. That's the difficult part, allowing the divine to use you as a source of blessing and not just always using your own power. The divine will empower you and give you your own power. And that's how we understand that power and grace, because we have a healthy balance of it. Now that we have a healthy balance of being empowered, of knowing ourselves, of being grounded and centered, but centering our energy that it comes from the great beyond, that it comes from that consciousness. But it stems from tapping into different DNA strands, tapping into different energy, changing our mindset, changing the way that we focus on things. It's not about always being the most focused, driven, talented person. A lot of people who make a lot of money, who are billionaires, are not the most talented person. They're not in the greatest of shape, but they know how to do that one thing, and they're able to do it in multiple different ways. So there's always a different vantage point. There's always a different perception that we can change within ourselves at this exact moment. So everything can change, life can change, but it's how we change with life. And it's not life having its way with us, we're having our way with life. Life is as good as you make it. You have to make it really good, and you have to reinforce the direction and the alignment that is presently there so that you change your outer experience. Meaning that if you're inviting something in, make sure that it is coming from the nutrients of life, the riches of life, the flower of life, because you are the manifestation of life. And if you're inviting everything in that is going to be of a source of blessing, then that is allowing you to always know that you're blessed, to resonate in the blessing, to be in the blessing, to immerse yourself in the experience of the blessing. What are you doing? What is happening at this moment in time? But presently, you know that you're in the constant progression of psychic reception. You're in the constant progression of psychic reception. So if you're constantly aware and alive and receiving within this moment, then you already have everything that you need. This has been a hard thing for me and myself, because I thought I always wanted more. I wanted more followers. I wanted more clients and this and that. But it wasn't about that, but it was about how many people that I have blessed, how many more people I am going to bless, and how many things that I'm going to do within my life to bless people for service to others. Because sometimes we can get crazy about seeking and seeking and seeking to the point where it can be toxic. So there needs to be balance. So there needs to be balance within our lives, because if we don't have that, then we're not helping ourselves health-wise, feeling-wise, emotionally, and changing the direction of how we're internally flowing. So there's two types of flow states that we need to have, I believe. It's the internal flow and the external flow. Both of them are the same thing, but it's more important about the internal flow, because then the external flow starts to connect with you internally. So that means that sometimes we need to clear things, sometimes we need to forgive, sometimes we need to do that thing that we've been putting off. So inviting what you want in your life is inviting the divine to orchestrate your life, meaning that your consciousness, your energy. So if you're calling something in, why would you call something in that's negative, right? Like for example, I used to be very pessimistic. I used to always put myself down. I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not this enough and that. That is calling in you being not good enough, you being out of shape, or you being ugly or something like that, right? That's not calling in the things that invite you. But instead, that I invite the ultimate blessings. I invite God to move on my behalf. I invite the new thoughts and perceptions and the willingness to empower myself past my motivations. There's a difference in the intensity there, because you're letting go of being attached or connecting to things that do not bless you. And a lot of us are resetting the karmic balance with this, with inviting stuff, with calling stuff in, with writing stuff down, but also within our meditations, that what we're doing non-physically is allowing ourselves to be driven by what we're connected to. Our guides, our higher selves, our DNA strands, our different I am presences that are in different realms, different planes, and different universes, but we're being interconnected and interwoven with those parallel timelines. So we're kind of, in a sense, we're limiting what we're inviting within our space that is not going to bless us. So every time that you experience that moment of doubt, that moment of not feeling worthy, that moment where something comes in and it's not of a good nature, you need to tell that thing to leave, right? Because sometimes we can talk about negative energy or going to the store and it affected me, but those are the greatest teachers. Our dark night of the soul is the greatest teacher that we have. And also going through negative experiences and seeing how we deal with them are the greatest teachers at the end of the day. And sometimes being reflected what we need to do in life is ultimately what we need at the end of the day. And sometimes, in the spiritual journey, when we have those reflections, they make us more mature, they make us more alive, they make us more direct and kind of understand like, okay, I'm thinking in this way and I need to change it. Or I'm acting out in that way because I'm reacting to my triggers. What are my triggers? And what am I inviting in that is allowing me to not progress? So sometimes it's not about how you do it, but it's the willingness that you want to do it. Everybody has many different ways of manifesting. Like some people have manifested money in their cars. I've never done that, but that's their way of manifesting. That's their way of creating. That's their way of projection. That's their way of putting source energy out there. Now, everybody is different. So we have to discover how we manifest, how we generate, how we project. And if you find that sweet spot of knowing that that is what source wants you to manifest within your life, and you keep on that steady path of that direction and that flow and that progression, that means that you're not going over here, going over there, but you're here. You're directly here, you're in sync, you're staying right on the path, because you can't have both of your feet in two different boats and doing like a split. Sometimes I say the Van Damme split, but some of you probably don't know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is. But basically what I'm saying, we can't do a split in life. We have to be in one boat. We can't have our feet in two separate boats, because then it's going to feel a little uncomfortable, and some of us can't do the splits. I used to be able to when I was very younger. I don't know if I could do it now. But the point is that you don't want that discomfort. Now, I'm not saying that discomfort is not good, but when you're in the stretching zone, it won't feel as uncomfortable pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So we all need to be pushed and nudged and placed somewhere so that we can gather our will and gather our structure and our stability and what makes sense for us to do at this point in time. And we have to solely be led by that resonance. It is the only thing that really guides us. It's the only thing that really enables us to do better. Just do better. Don't say, oh, I'll try to do better. Just do better. And when you feel like you've kind of gotten out of alignment, or you feel like you're non-deserving of something, that's actually the opposite. It's kind of like when mom and dad like, oh, you don't deserve that. It's actually, no, you deserve more. You deserve more out of yourself because you fucked up. But we're not taught that when we had, mom, parents. They feel like you don't deserve that, you deserve less. And actually it's, no, you deserve more. Because you've learned through the deception or the reflection or the illusion that you were in. So now you're able to open up and clear that energy, but also resonate more within your spiritual mass in your cosmic index, right? In your cosmic codex, I think. Index, codex. I think it's index. Or it could be codex. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about alignment or non-alignment. That's very simple. It's the only way to really see yourself in a different light. And sometimes when I say my message is, I know that a lot of it is for me, because I had a psychic tell me a long time ago. But when we give messages and we share, the only way that we're able to really be humble and to be honest is to be vulnerable. We're not perfect, and I wasn't always perfect at this because I had to go through like a year of really reflections and different ways of healing, different ways of connecting, different ways of seeing myself in a different light. And then, once 2 or 3, 4 years down the road, it was different. It was more fluent, and it was more apparent that I was at a different level of maturity. But we're all still growing because we're children of the light. A lot of us feel like we're adults, and some of you are 40, 50 years old. You're still a kid. You're always still a kid. We never really grow up because we never stop learning and progressing. But the inner child allows us to reinforce what it's like to be humble. And ignorance is bliss, and really understanding that our innocence is how much we clean up house, is the ability to invite the things into our home that are going to be of a source of blessing. If you think about your alignment, kind of like setting up your own house. You have your couch, you have your TV, you have your TV stand, you have your coasters. Everything in your house that you have represents who you are. You would not have a poster of a musical artist that you don't like on your room, or you wouldn't have some weird, ugly rug on the bottom of your floor that you didn't like because it's not representing who you are. So when you set up your TV room, your living room, think of it as your alignment, think of it as your consciousness, think of it as your meditative path. Because that's going to allow you to see like, okay, I want the couch over here. I don't want it over there because it kind of throws me off a bit. It doesn't need to be there. My TV needs to be here. So it's kind of like, but most of the time human beings, they're always like, oh, because I didn't win off a scratch-off lottery ticket, then I'm a loser. That's not really a true thing. And in my path, I remember those times where I did win a lot of money off the lottery tickets, but then when I spent a lot of it and I didn't win, and then that moment where that kind of comes in and reinforces itself and you think it's true, you think it's a real thing, but it's actually not. It just means that you have another luck at the draw. And that's kind of like life. So every single day you have the ability to do it over again. To do it again, again, and again from another vantage point, and continuously change. That's why we're all children, in a sense. So we're going to do some healing energy. I think I've blabbed enough. But I am glad to see some familiar faces and also some new faces. It's a pleasure to be of service. But also you guys can book private sessions with me. I do have a 40-minute special for 100. And also I'm going to be going live doing divine readings, healings, activations around 8 or 9 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there. If I'm a little late, it might be 10. I hope to see you guys there, but we're going to do some healing energy. And if you want to take part in this healing energy, I'm feeling the divine feminines coming through. I feel like some guides are going to be coming through, but also feel free to receive at your own expense. And thank you for staying on the live. In this moment, we're going to accept the higher self. Just say, I accept the higher self and its guidance and its wisdom and its ultimate love. So this is where we become the ascended master within human form. Allow yourselves to resonate with the energies of Jesus, his healing abilities, his miracles, but also his way of manifesting and being a very balanced and non-dual being. And we have the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda helping us recalibrate all of our chakras as well. So recalibrating the chakras all the way to our feet, all the way to our head. Energetic light codes are coming in. Frequencies from the angelic realms and the Galactic Federation of Light is helping us download emotions of being bold, of being courageous, of being really aligned within our vibration, helping us initiate sixth density level of consciousness. Some of you are receiving necklaces, some of you are receiving talismans, and also some of you are receiving letters with an arrow through it. Grandmother and the tribal women are going to help us activate this divine feminine energy. And we're also going to align to the Kundalini energy as well. Just shedding layers of skin, just allowing ourselves to release energy, and also just to bring back our power and reinforce it. And in this moment, allow ourselves to invite everything within our space that is of a wave of blessing. I invite finances. I invite the things that make me feel inspired. I invite the inspiring friendships, inspiring relationships. I am the invitation to the intention. I am the action that generates the manifestation. I am because you are, and you are because I am. And that I have the will to live by my divine preferences so that the divine can orchestrate everything perfectly within my life. A perfect state of mind, a perfect state of body, a perfect state of existence. Just know it to be true, know it to be aware, and just allow yourself in this moment to become that direct correlation of source energy. Allow yourself to resonate with that electromagnetic kinetic source energy, to be magnetic, to be an attractor, and to be a grid worker that allows everybody to know themselves very vividly, very fully. And just embrace how you can be more. When something happens, it doesn't mean you deserve less. It actually means that you deserve more. And with this healing transmission, just allow it to flood your hearts. Allow it to be a sense of love, a sense of understanding, a sense of sense and sensibility, to give you the stability in your support systems, your belief systems, your thoughts, your emotions, but also to resonate within that divine feminine that allows the masculine and the inner child to be balanced, and to just be of that source of love and wisdom. Just to hold space for the entire collective here and now. Everyone take one last deep breath. Exhale. And you are the Oracle of Bloodline Wisdom, which is God manifested in the human form. And so it is. And that was the energetic healing. And my leg is completely asleep. That's what happens a lot of the time. So also, guys, I wanted to give an announcement. I will be doing divine readings later around 8 or 9 o'clock, doing readings, healings, activation codes, downloads. And they are donation-based, so it's only $20 for readings. And also I have private sessions that you can book. I do have a 40-minute special for $100. If you want to book a private session, just text me, and I will send you contact information. But also just remember that invite the things that you love, invite the things that give you the energy, the intensity, so that you can reflect in the way that you want to be loved, that you want to demonstrate that initiation of source energy, but allow you to channel from your heart centers so that you're able to really coherently and fluently be that infinite source of creation, so that you can be that oracle that resonates its love and its light and its wisdom, so that it can balance out love and wisdom, but come from that divine feminine principle of allowance, of not forcing things, of not placing boundaries or obstacles over yourself, but allow them to be a genuine source of learning and reflection, so that you're able to perceive and to recognize. But at the end of the day, invite the things that bring you closer to your calling. If you didn't get anything else, if you didn't even receive the healing, invite everything within your space that helps you propel your calling. Because that will allow you to really understand one another, understand people, understand the human existence that we're on, but also that we're all awakening to our gifts, to our understanding, and that none of us are grown-ups in a sense. We're all children. I'm still a child, and I'm okay with that. I'm still growing up. That's what's amazing about the spiritual journey, is that a lot of us feel like I'm a grown-up, so I should be boring and I should be complacent, right? Because that's what we're conditioned to feel, and that's what's drove into our heads. But if we see ourselves as children, then we see ourselves as a way of service, a way of love, and a way of understanding one another. Because we're seeing ourselves with our innocence and our purity, and we're not seeing ourselves by a name or a label or a category or a system, but seeing ourselves as energy, as consciousness, as connection. So thank you guys for this live. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the healing. Also, I will be going live 8 or 9 o'clock doing divine readings tonight, and also book private sessions if you feel led to. And until next time, this is White Wolf. And if you missed this live, I can post it. I post all of these on YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle. They might be spaced out, so I might have like older videos on there. But I have like these live feeds planned out, and I have like a bunch of them already. So enjoy your days, enjoy your nights, but enjoy your alignment in your spiritual journey. Thank you.